Hi, I'm Greg Fisher from BevArt, and it's time for racking. So we're going to rack our wine from our primary fermenter down into our secondary. So this is what you want to do is locate your secondary fermenter bag, which is basically the one with the yellow top on it. And we're going to rack the wine into here. The other thing that you're going to need is your racking cane. So you want your racking cane with a little black tip on top and your hose. Now, the first thing we want to do is make sure we sanitize our racking cane. So I have a bowl of water here, and with your, you got a small bottle of Easy Clean sanitizer. So basically you need 1 good tablespoon of this in a gallon of water. I'm going to drop this off here and put it in like a bowl or some kind of a container. Mix it up pretty good so it's all mixed up. Want to get it pretty well mixed. Make sure there's not a lot sitting on the bottom. If the water's warm, it works a little bit better that way. So mix that up. Okay, then once it's well mixed, then you're going to take your racking cane and submerge the hose in there. Try to get the water in here. Now, this bowl isn't big enough, so I'm going to actually take this hose and move the water up and down here to sanitize the outside here. I'm going to take the little black tip off, kind of mix this in here. Drop that over here. Drop this here, like that. And now I'm going to let that soak for a few minutes while we do the other spot. Okay, now this has been fermenting for about 10 days, so it's ready to go into the secondary. Grab a scissor or knife or something and pry this yellow cap off. Pry that off. Okay, now I got to get this down into here. So I'm going to get a box, or you could use a bowl or a pot. This here, I'm going to put my bag into it. That's just going to hold the bag so it doesn't fall over. Take your rubber off. You should see it's just a secondary fermentation bag. It's the bag that doesn't have this little spigot on it. Open this up. Grab a butter knife or something and pry this lid off. Inside this bag it's sterile, and as soon as you pry that lid off, you're going to open it up to dust and stuff, so you want to rack right away. And this one's not coming off that easy. Not coming off that easy. Okay, got my top off finally. Got my bag in this little box here, right here. So, racking cane sterilized right now, so now I want to do the transfer. So I'm going to take my racking cane and I'm going to fill it up with the sanitizer water. A little bit of water on there. You can actually fill this up under the sink here, so you want to make sure that's about half full. So this is not quite, almost there. Drop that down the bottom here a little bit. Okay. So what you want to do is fill most of your siphon hose with water here. You can do that. You can put this under the sink and let the water flop out of here. So you want to take this end here and put it right into your fermenter. Hold your finger over the top here. Now what we're going to do is when we drop this, it's going to start to siphon already. You can suck on the end, but you want to clean your mouth out with a good mouthwash and stuff, and it's not usually recommended. We basically want to drop it down. Basically have your hose full of water here, and just make sure it has enough water here so about at least 3/4 of the hose is finished. If you have a little pitcher and cup to catch this water go through there, if this water goes into your wine, that's okay. So what do? As soon as I drop this, the wine's going to start to flow, and you see the color of the wine. Then you can you can kick the hose a little bit and hold the wine here so you can stop it. Then I'm going to stick this into the end of the bag here and drop this down. And you should see it start to flow. Open up the bag here a little bit, give it some room. Just make sure the hose doesn't come outside of the bag here, if you can see that in there. And let this flow up. And you should see, if you see a bubble here, you can squeeze the hose a little bit and get the air bubble out of it. What you're doing is watching the hose so that it doesn't pull up too much sediment. There's an anti-sediment tip on the bottom there. I'm going to bring this all the way down to now I'm at the bottom of my bag there. And we're doing a pretty nice, it's flowing pretty good. And you'll let this flow for a while. Okay, so it's flowing in that bag. Just make sure the bag doesn't flow over. Run it right through there. So this whole process should take about 15 minutes. Just the amount of time it takes for that wine to flow out down there. What we're doing is we're leaving the sediment behind. And you see how the wine is nice and clear going through that hose. If it looked like pea soup, you may want to lift the racking cane off the bottom of the bag so you don't get too much yeast in here. You don't have to worry about racking it so well because we're going to rack it another time, and that's when we're going to get it off most of the yeast. You see how that bag is filling up? Just make sure that the bag doesn't flop over and you lose all half your wine. Lift that up a little bit there. Make sure that hose stays in there. It looks like it's filling up pretty good. If you got a good sized pot, there's 3 gallons there, so that's not quite 3 gallons. I'm going to kind of watch that and see how that goes. So nice even flow coming out of there. Distance wise, you only need about 2 to 3 feet, higher. And as we get to the bottom, what we're going to do is we're going to tilt this box a bit over. Close out, you can start tilting the box over. You'll keep the lower end of the racking cane down. Now, if you lose the siphon, if you get bubbles in there and it stops, just basically start over again. You can get some water from the sink, or again, you can clean your mouth out, get a little brandy, good mouthwash if you want to suck on the end of it. But you see, as it gets down towards the bottom, the wine's going to start getting a little bit more cloudy. So this is stuff that you want to throw away. This is not bad for you, but it's just sediment. So this bag here, you can dump it out in the sink and send it for recycling, but this bag is done. I mean, you could possibly rinse it out and use it over again, but each kit comes with a fresh bag, so you don't have to sanitize. Your racking cane here is all full of old wine. It's very important that you rinse this out. You don't leave this full of wine for this. The next time you use it, then you'll have all kinds of bacteria. So I'm going to put this over the sink, give it a good rinse, and I'll use some of my sanitizer. Okay, now that you have the wine in the secondary fermenter, basically lift that fermenter up, stick it back into your box, drop it right down there. Then what you're going to do is stick the lid up under here, pull it out through the end here, flip your 2 flaps down, run that over. If you have Velcro, you can Velcro it. If you have tape, you can tape it. Airlock in the stopper. Some of the stoppers have a little grommet, so it will fit nice and tight. Grab the back of the bag here and snap to here, nice snap. Okay. So if you have the Velcros, you want to Velcro this down. Grab a little tape here if you don't have Velcro. Tape this down so it sits tight. And then what you want to do is you want some water in your airlock. Water in the airlock. So I got a little water here. So about halfway full. Most of the fermentation is really going to be finished in the primary. That's where most of the alcohol is made. In the secondary, this is more of the settling of your wine, where your wine, you're just trying to get rid of the sediment. So it's going to sit here for another about 10 days, and then we're going to add the clarifiers in the wine. We're going to shake it up again and actually have it come down and clear, and then we'll rack it one more time. So for today, we're just racking from primary to secondary. Very easy step. Main thing is keep everything clean, put everything away clean. You might also, if you have your extra equipment, store it inside the kit so you don't lose it. So the next time you go to use your kit, it's right there versus keeping it all over here. So what I like to do is, clean your equipment. Make sure the main thing is to clean is your racking cane, because your racking cane is the one thing that has gotten dirty and that needs to be cleaned and sanitized for the next racking. But We won't be racking until we get the wine clarified. So if you have any questions, remember you can email us, bevart@bevart.com. Give us a call, 773-233-7579. Stop by, whatever you need. If you need help, we want to make sure your wine turns out really nice. So have a great night and salute.